Aha. Hey guys. I was learning from everybody else and trying to get on here before things went awry with the technology. We'll wait a few seconds before we get started. How's everybody doing? This has been so much fun. Hey girl, hey. Oh, it's wine o'clock in Nancy's house. Hey Court, how are you, honey? Thank you. It's too long, Amanda. It's too long. This is what it does most of the time. Y'all come on over. North Carolina is not that far from wherever you're at. Hey. All right, I'm going to jump right in. So this is my level of organization. Not at all. But at least I printed the questions off and I have my answers kind of jotted down. Oh, Cyn, you're fine. You did a great job. No, be nice to you. Be nice to you. You know what, Teresa, I remember you telling me that you were from North Carolina. I can't remember where from. Is it out by the coast? Is it like in Tryon or somewhere out there? Anyway, okay, I'm going to get started. So question 1, how did you get started with card making? So my introduction to card making was through Stampin' Up. And gosh, it was like 26 years ago. It's been a long time. And then I did it for many, many years. And I'll show you, like, I actually am kind of prepared, which is unusual for me. So, like, this is one of my first cards. I still have it 26 years later. And this says my daughter's name. You can't see it, and it's falling apart. It's old. These things are old. But, yeah, that's kind of what I did. So, Roberta, you're from the Apex area? I thought you were in Florida. Or did I miss something? Anyway, okay, so that's my initial cards. This is some that my daughter, Mara, that passed away. These are some that she made. Aren't they cute? I mean, she was just a little bit when she did these. Anyway, so I started with Stampin' Up. I did, lots of different things. They were doing things like using a 2-liter soda bottle and stuffing it with goodies and cards and things and like streamers, and then taping it up and shipping that in the mail. And that was some of the fun stuff that they were doing with Stampin' Up back then, which I thought, that's kind of wild, but that's what they were doing. And that's kind of how I was introduced to stamping and card making and all that. Then went through some life changes and had to decide what I was going to do, because I did lots of other crafts too. I was learning to do interior design. And hang on a second, Roberta, you live on Ramsey? Oh, many years ago you lived on Ramsey Street. Okay. Sorry, I digress, because I work on Ramsey Street at the VA. So I'm like, what? We're that close to each other? Okay, I see. But that's cool. Small world, right? So my husband left us. We moved from a house into a little condo, and I knew that I had to let some things go. So I kept some of my stamp stuff, but not a lot, and I didn't do a lot. But then after Mara passed away, and see, I'm prepared. This is my baby Mara. This was just a few days. Actually, this was New Year's Eve, and she died on early morning hours of the 2nd. So this was like 24 hours before she passed. And after that, I made a conscious choice. Either I can just, jump in head first into this depression pool, or I can, figure out what I like to do. What was a love? How did I used to like to spend my time? And Stampin' Up. So I had a Stampin' Up party. I became a demo for a very short time. I'm not into sales. That's just not who I am. But it got my creative juices flowing. It was a cathartic outlet, and I didn't know that all these other companies and things were out there. Like, I didn't even know what a big shot was. A big shot? What's die cutting? I didn't know. So anyway, yeah, so January will be 5 years since she passed, and I've gone from not having stamped it all to I'm on 3. I'll be on 4 design teams come January, and other than being a social worker, this takes up the rest of my life. So that's what I do. Sorry, Hedgehog Hollow's coming up. Let me turn her off. Sorry about that. My favorite style or favorite medium. My favorite medium, I have a couple. I love to make backgrounds. I love stenciling. I think everybody knows that about me. Love stenciling. And I love to watercolor. And it's been a while since I've done some watercolor. But I actually, on my Team Tiny video for today, I did a watercolor project. And it was so much fun. I loved it so much. But on another video from last week, I think, I talked about having received so many stencils. This was one shipment of stencils, y'all. And a stencil is not thick, and all of this is one shipment. So lots of stencils. I'm working my way through them. If you've not participated yet in the scavenger hunt over on the A Colorful Life Designs website, I encourage you to do that, because I think I have 7 stencils that were duplicates and that are going to be going towards the freebies. So go check it out. So I like to put all kinds of things through stencils, and I'm not going to go deep into that, but I like to do a lot. My most challenging technique is clean and simple. I'm a more is more kind of girl. I like to think I know when to stop too, but I don't know. But yeah, clean and simple is hard for me. Oh, Allison's saying she just started using stencils. They're so versatile. They are. They really are. I love them. Oh my gosh. And there's so many different ones. Look at this one. This is a 3-part camo. It's camouflage, guys. What? They're so different than what they used to be. I'm glad you guys had fun on the hunt. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited to see who wins. I haven't checked for accuracy yet because I still have comments coming in. So I'll do them all at the same time. So on to my crafty hero. There are a lot. And they are pretty much all in this group or, connected in some way. It's all of us who are small channels. We're still overcoming, we're still learning, we're still dealing with day-to-day life. And not that the bigger channels or the folks that are a little more, I don't know, advanced, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but not that they're not just regular people too, because they are. But I've learned so much just from watching you guys and learning your stories and learning your different styles and different techniques and how to do things and why you do them. And just like these questions, why you got into card making. That I'm a social worker and I'm all about story. I'm all about story and learning your narrative, because story is precious and we get to choose who we share it with. We don't have to honor our story, honor everybody with our story. So the fact that we do things like this, it just is wonderful. And you guys are all my heroes. And I'm not being corny. You guys are really all my heroes. Do I craft alone or with friends? Alone. Every now and then I have a friend that comes up from Rockingham. She's one of my BFFs from grad school. And I know you guys don't know where Rockingham is. I'm sorry. It's about an hour away. It's near Charlotte. And I'm about an hour south of Raleigh, if you guys are familiar with North Carolina. So I'm an hour south of Raleigh, about 2 hours from the beach. And she's all the way over here by Charlotte. So every now and then she comes up and we'll do some crafty things together. We try to get online and do things, but we're not very good about it. And I talk about doing it with lots of people. And even Heidi and I were just talking about it earlier. I want to do it. I really want to do it. It doesn't take anything to click a button and start crafting, and you're crafting together. So we need to make that happen. What is your favorite stamp company? Like everybody else, I have a lot. A Colorful Life Designs stencils is probably top of my list, has been for a while. May always be. I also like Technique Junkies a lot. In fact, my friend Gina, the one I was just talking about, she and I went to a craft, what was it called? A Stampin', Stamp and Scrapbook Convention or something like that, expo. I don't know. Anyway, we went down to Columbia, South Carolina back in, was it February sometime? It was before the pandemic. But the reason I went down there, the reason I wanted to go down there was for Technique Junkies. I wanted to meet Pat Huntoon. I was a bit of a fangirl. So it was fun. We got to see a lot of different people, and a lot of those smaller companies were at that particular event. There were some big ones too, like Stampers Anonymous was there, and Darcy's, and some others. But yeah, so Colorful Life Designs, Technique Junkies, not too shabby, sassy and crafty. And then I like the bigger ones too. I love Honeybee, especially their sentiments. I'm loving their sentiments, that scripty font. Let me see, what else did I write down? Oh, Lavinia stamps. I love me some Lavinia, and Stamping Bella. I think Stamping Bella is kind of creeping up there for me right now. My phone, Bixby thinks I'm talking to her. Am I a messy or tidy crafter? Messy, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I can't put anything away because I stop and I start and I stop and I start. If I put it all away, then I don't know where anything is. So yeah, I'll just leave that. Do I share or do I save scraps for future projects? Scraps, yes. Not, I share or I can't talk. It's not the wine. I save strips because, like, Jennifer McGuire and Laura Bass and I like to do paper stripping. I don't do it very often, but I like to have that in case I want to do it. I don't save everything, but I save pieces and bits. So like this card, this little strip right here, normally would have gone in the trash. I don't even remember what it was, but it was some die cut. And this was the piece that was supposed to be thrown away. And I was like, hey, that's really cool. I'm keeping that. This was something that was left from another project. This pumpkin was, yeah. So I save things. I made a bunch of cards this morning. I'm not going to pull them all out. I made 4 cards this morning, and every single one of them was either made from scraps or it was made from just like bits that were colored up, like critters or something that were colored up and then stuck in a drawer. And these are my little containers that I keep in my drawer. They're full of like little bits and pieces and sentiments that are cut out. And I don't know if you can see, look at that mess right there. What? But yeah, I don't keep everything, but the things that I do keep are things that I feel like I'm going to use. So yeah, I keep. How much planning goes into each video? The planning part for me is more about making sure that I have time for the editing, because I have technical issues, and it's not anymore. It's not about the fact that I don't know the technology, because I know it now. I've learned it. But my laptop is relatively new, and then the pandemic hit, and I had to start working from home, and I work for the VA. And so, you know, all those privacy firewalls and all of that mess has just made my computer crawl. And so a process that should take a couple of hours might literally take me. And you know, you have to stop, and you have to render, and you have to export, and you have to save, and then it crashes, and I have to come back and start over. It's a mess. So that's the hardest part for me, is that technology piece, the editing. If I didn't have to do that, if I could just talk and then just upload it, I'd be done. I'd probably do a couple videos a day. I'm missing a lot of the conversation over there, and I'm sorry. If you've asked a question that you want answered, if you could pop it down in there again. Yeah, Colorful Life Designs makes the camo stencil. Yes, Katie, it's Colorful Life Designs. Yep, absolutely. Trying to think if I have a link, not in this one, but I have a lot of videos that have ACLD stamps in them, so the links are there. But you can just Google a Colorful Life Design stencils. They have lots of fun stuff. You won't be disappointed. What's the most difficult part about having a YouTube channel? Again, it's the time. The time it takes to do the editing, to do the keeping up with everything, making sure that, you know, because I do lots of hops and the design team situation, and I love every bit of it. But because I'm not an organized person, so keeping up with all of that, and then the technology crashing and all of that, yeah, That's the hardest part for me. I love the process, the creative process. I love interacting. I don't care if I, had 10 followers or subscribers. If I'm interacting with them and we're having that dialogue, that narrative, that conversation, that's what I love about this. That is what I love about this. So how do you get inspired when you're in a slump? Sometimes you just got to walk away. Meet yourself where you're at, give yourself a break, because it can be draining to be a creative. It really can. I love it. It's where my heart is, and I wouldn't change it. But it can be draining, especially when you have a lot of demands on you. But I don't always want to walk away. So, I do like a lot of other people. I'll watch videos. I'll see what other people are doing. I'll see what you guys are doing. What kind of fun things are you doing? And then that slump, boom, it can go right away. Or I might take some time and clean up, because once I have like a fresh space and I know where everything's at, well, I know where everything's at most of the time anyway. But you look at things differently when they're, oh, look at this. You're kind of flipping through your stamps and it's like, oh, I forgot I had this. Oh, I haven't used that one yet. So then that can be inspiring. Also, sometimes, like Courtney was saying, I just like to get down and dirty. I like to pull out my jelly plate. Somebody was saying that they wanted to, oh, Lynnea, I think it was you, said that you see people with it and it's just too messy for you. I love it. I love to get all inky and painty and messy. I actually have 2 of them, 2 jelly plates, and I want to use more. And stencils and jelly plates, perfect combination. I want to get in there and do that now. I want to go. Yeah, so those are just some of the things I do. But again, sometimes you just got to walk away, and that's okay. Just be nice to yourself and meet yourself where you're at. Yeah, it's all good. What other crafts do you do? So at this point, mostly paper crafts. Lots of card making. Oh, this is a weird cone wreath I made a couple years ago. I have it out for Halloween. This is probably one of my favorite ones. I made a bunch of them, and some of them are just so dorky. I'm like, ooh, gosh, I can't believe I did that. But I did. I also like to make banners, buntings, and things like that. So this is one that I made for my sister when she moved here from Colorado a couple years ago, and I made this for her little apartment. This is one that I made for my pumpkin outside. Owls, and it just poked down into the pumpkin like that. See it? So one end is up high and one's down low. And it kind of flits in the wind, and it's just kind of whimsical. So yeah, it is kind of show and tell. That's who I am. And I have several more of my little banners, but I'm not going to pull them out. I actually did a Dia de los Muertos banner the other day, and I made a video. So if you want to go see that, that's there. But I used to do interior decorating, so I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done like faux finishes on walls. I've made like candlesticks. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Pedestals, like decorative pedestals. I don't even know. I'm trying to see, is there anything like within our range here that I've made? No, nothing over there that I made. Oddly enough, normally there's some kind of something. Anyway, mostly paper projects at this point. Do you listen to music or watch TV? Not TV, because I'm like Teresa. I don't have a TV in my craft room. I just have one TV. My sister has one. I have one. Thank you. Created by Zoe. I don't know if you have a Roses. We have Roses. It's like $10. But no TV in my craft room. I do have my laptop, and I spend the majority of my time on YouTube. So I'm either watching crafty videos or I'm watching music videos. And Louis Capaldi is my latest musical love right now. But I also like to watch true crime, and especially historical crime. I don't know what it is about that. There's a channel called Obsolete Oddities. That's really cool. It's like these old crimes, and of course they did investigations and sleuthing very differently back then than they do now. And so, yeah, it's kind of fun. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my top favorite crime channels. And then, okay, here's a confession, and I'm being mindful of the time. I like pimple popping videos. Is that gross? Anybody else? This is a safe space. You can admit it. I never liked them before. I don't know what changed in my life. I don't know. I don't know. They're disgusting. But it's like, I'll stop. Okay. Crime Junkie Podcast. That's what okay. Yeah. Them are like, yay, Diane. Don't be shy. And then there's one more, and then I'll move past this. It's called the Hoof GP. And I don't know if he's Scottish or Irish, but I can't even watch the commercials. But he's a veterinarian, but he specializes in hoof care. And so some of that stuff is really bad. Oh my gosh. We watched him and a friend. Yeah. But you know what, Cyn? You're saying, ooh, but somebody has to take care of those poor babies and their hooves. They get abscesses or infections or whatever, and this guy's out there taking care of them. And he's making YouTube videos. I'll move on. My favorite color is not a color, it's a palette. It's a color palette. That's how extra I am, you guys. Autumnal colors. Yeah. Fall is my favorite, like many of us. So I like the rusty reds. I like the burnt oranges. I like the kind of burnt or sunny yellows, the warm reds, the kind of earthy greens. Yeah, that's my favorite color palette. If I had to choose just one color out of that, it would be greens or reds. So, because in my opinion, well, so what I started to say was, in my opinion, those colors are like all year long, different shades, but same with yellow, same with orange, same with brown. I don't know. I'm getting myself into a hole. But yeah, autumnal colors. My favorite movie. I don't watch a whole lot of movies. If I'm not watching crime in the craft room, I'm usually watching crime on the TV. So, or cooking shows or decorating shows, things like that. Yeah, so I like historical stuff. If I'm going to watch a movie, I either want it to be a psychological thriller. Again, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, so that psychological piece. I will watch those. Or like Much Ado About Nothing, You've Got Mail, Pride and Prejudice, things like that. Yeah, Jane Austen. I'm a Jane Austen girl. Yeah, rainbow's your favorite color, Cyn? I like me some rainbow too. And black and white. How weird is that? I'm like all color, like color explosion rainbow, or black and white. Just give me black and white. I don't know. Extra. All right. I think that's all my questions. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? Gray's your favorite color? I like gray too. I do. Like for a whole year, I think I just wore shades of gray. I hate that term anymore, but I wore shades of gray, and I would usually like put pink or black or white. Yeah, just kind of dull. But I loved it. That's just kind of where I was emotionally for a while, and so it just kind of reflected in my wardrobe. I don't know. All right, guys, did I miss a million questions? Pop them back down in there while I'm looking. My house is filled with shades of gray. Do you mean like shades of the color gray, or are you talking something else, Miss Allison? Oh, Yvette, that's awesome. That's awesome. See, this year hasn't been a total loss, has it? That's awesome. You like my extra? My daughter's 2 until she has to wear gray. Y'all are a mess. I'm tracking Allison. That's kind of what I thought you meant. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. What else? What else you got for me? Throw it at me. I'll see what I can do with it. See if I can catch it. Anything else? I'm kind of bummed about the holidays this year. This is just a side note, because I'm a true empty nester now. Like, my youngest passed away, and then my second youngest, Chelsea, moved to Kentucky earlier this year, right as the pandemic hit, like right as it hit. And so she just started working not too long ago, and she's the newest there, so she can't come home. And my son and his wife live in Raleigh, which is just an hour away, but it may as well be, states away, just because life happens and we don't get to see each other very often. But yeah, so it's me and my sister. My sister lives here with me. I live here with her, however. But yeah, so it's going to be very different for us this year. I'm kind of bummed about it. And then, of course, I love the holidays, but it also is like encroaching on Mara's anniversary. So yeah, I don't know. I'll either delve into the crafting or I'll be like closing the door and walking away for a while. Anyway, so I am going to wrap it up. I don't see any other comments, no other questions popping in there. I know Miss Katie is next, and I do have her link in my description box. I know we went back and forth on whether it should be the link to the event or the link to the actual channel, and I have the link to the channel just like the others were. So I hope that works. I hope she's ready. December is a hard month for me. You know what, Roberta? I think it's hard for a lot of us. I think it is. We all have our story, right? That narrative, and while there are universal truths, our personal truths are always, or our I think I'm done. Our personal truths are just as true as those universal truths, and they can be, very difficult. So, but I'm here, you guys. I'm here. If you guys want to collaborate, if you want to get together on a Zoom call or a Rooms call, and we can chat, we can craft. I'm here. Let me know. Let me know. Am I participating in Cards for Kindness? No, Mary. Tell me more about that, or shoot me a message or something. I want to know more about that. I want to know more because I have a bunch of cards. I mean, I sell them at work a little bit, but I'd rather give them away. I'd rather somebody else benefit from it. So, love you guys. Love you. I'm going to sign off. Hop over to Katie's. I'll be right there. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.